Welcome to another episode of the Mockingbird Show. And today I would be talking about purposeful conversation with your little ones. As an adult, a parent, or an educator, we often talk to our children in a manner where we are instructing them, we are lecturing them, telling them what to do, but do we converse with them purposefully? The early childhood years are the bedrock of a child's future, and it is also the bedrock of a child's learning process. So it is so important that we have purposeful conversation with our little ones. So let me touch upon a few points how purposeful conversation helps. The first thing is it fosters positive connections. Now, what is positive connection? When I'm talking with my child, asking them about what they are thinking, what are their needs, what do they think about the activity or something that we are doing together, they start to understand or value themselves, and they also start bonding with that person who is asking them those questions, and that creates a sense of confidence, and that promotes learning in the future. Also, I would suggest that when you do a conversation with a child, use ways in which the child knows that you are interested in them. You are interested in what they're saying and not about just putting your views or your points in front of them. Purposeful conversation promotes language development because when we are talking and conversing, we are introducing new words. We can talk about the words. We can use those words in the sentences, so the child learns more new words. Another important thing is critical thinking. So when we ask open-ended questions, say we discuss something or we discuss about the day, and I've asked them some open-ended questions where they are reflecting, thinking and analyzing, and then coming up with their answers or a problem to which they're giving some solutions from their level of understanding, that enables and promotes critical thinking skills. Purposeful conversation also promotes social skills because the child starts to talk, the child starts to communicate, they are able to, express their feelings, so they are able to communicate better with the people around them. It builds confidence, like I said, when they are heard, they feel that they are valued. And when they are valued as a child, your self-image is built by the environment around you. So when you feel valued, you feel more confident. Purposeful conversation also enhances curiosity because when we are doing some conversation with them where they have some questions and they are asking, or whether we pose these questions for them and they are thinking, so it enhances the curiosity of the child and it creates opportunities for guided learning. So let us discuss a few ways in which we can involve our child in purposeful conversation. Number one, you can have a designated time for such conversation because it is not possible for you to have purposeful and meaningful conversation all the time. We are all busy with our work. We may be leaving for office. So, if we have a designated time, it is better. Even the child is ready at that time to have a good, meaningful dialogue with you. It can be at the end of the day when you are at home, comfortable, and having, a little bit of free time where you can give that time to your child to have some purposeful conversation. Another point is ask open-ended questions, which I already said, not just let them answer in a yes or no, but ask them things like, how did your day go? What was a good thing about the day? Or how did you like in school today? So that would enable your child to think and tell and make a conversation and also share their feelings with you. Another way is to have activities together, shared activities, which we call. So when you're sharing some time with your child, playing a game or doing a puzzle together or any other thing that you feel you want to do with your child together, you can converse with the child and ask them questions while you're playing. And at that time, during this shared activity, you can have a lot of meaningful dialogue. Another very important thing is get on their level. So when you're talking with a little one who is so small and you are standing tall, they feel that the other person is over, they are like on top of them and they are like more powerful. When we are towering over a little one, we make them feel very little. So get on their level, be in their at their eye level, have that contact, and maybe you can spend some time together on the bed, sitting where you are having an eye level contact. That helps in the child having that sense of security where they don't feel overwhelmed. Another important tip is be present and always listen. When we are in a shared activity with the child and at the same time we are not present there, we are with our phone, we are talking to somebody, we are instructing somebody, or doing other things, the child do not feel that you are completely involved. So it is very important that you give your 100% attention to the child at that time. And for that reason, I said that that should be a designated time where you are having this purposeful conversation, because it is not possible for us to have it in today's world. We get a call, we do so many things, and that is why we need to have or set a designated time. One very important strategy is to incorporate storytelling. My grandmom, my mother, and people in our family used to say a lot of stories, and those stories actually helped us learn so many things from their lives of the people they know, and also stories like fables where you want to send out a message to the child about some kind of core value. You want to teach the child about respecting elders, you want to teach the child about anything which is scientific. So storytelling is a very, very strong tool to connect. And I feel that you need to tell stories in order to have these purposeful dialogues, because stories also can be open-ended where the child comes up with a lot of questions, that why did this happen, that happened, and also there are a lot of life lessons that can be learned. Last but not the least, it is very important to foster a safe space for the child to be vulnerable. So children have a lot of questions, they have a lot of doubts, and they have also, a lot of vulnerability. So they should feel comfortable to share that with you, because I have seen a lot of times in our society where, children are treated as little ones and they are not given much of a say in the household decisions, or as they're growing up, as they're becoming adolescents and teenagers, uh, most of the parents are always telling them what to do and never asking them opinion. Those children, as and they grow up, they kind of become very dependent on others' opinions. They become dependent on what the others would think, or they're not thinking critically for themselves, or they're not able to solve a problem. They would run to somebody for every problem that they face in their lives. But if a child from early on is having dialogues where they are heard, where they are encouraged to think critically and solve problems on their own, where they feel safe to feel vulnerable. We see that in so many families, there's a lack of dialogue, there's a lack of conversation. People are just going randomly about their decisions, randomly about what they would want to do, without really having a heart to heart conversation with their partner or with their parents or with their siblings. And even youngsters, they suddenly take a major step without even informing their parents. Why? Because they have not found that connection, they have not formed that bonding which is so required for them to be able to express, to be able to come to the solution, negotiate, and all of it. So guys, I would tell you, always have purposeful, meaningful dialogues with your children. It doesn't matter that they are young, because the seeds of these, any kind of the core values, be it learning, be it problem solving, critical thinking, all the 21st century skills, the seeds are laid during the early childhood years. The first 7 to 8 years are the most crucial, and remembering that you need to keep this conversation thing in mind so that tomorrow your child who grows up to become a well-rounded individual has all the tools to be able to communicate in a purposeful manner with the people around them. Thank you so much for joining us today at the Mockingbird Show. But one thing I would like to tell you again, if you have not yet subscribed, please click the subscribe button. I'll come up with more videos, and it would be definitely on interesting topics that is going to maybe give you some nuggets to think about and make your child and your own life better in a way. Thank you.